103.5 Kids FM, Boise's #1 hit music station. I'm Kekeluv as we do it live right now, live for 175. Anna, the message goes fast. You know, it's obviously it's instant. And so I'm sitting here, and Anna holds her hand up to me, and she said, and I high-fived her, and she's and what did you say?
I said domestic violence, and it hurt being a child. It just touched you.
And I said, oh, I didn't really understand what you meant.
No. So when I was a child, I was about 5, and my mom had a boyfriend that was in a really dark spot, and he took his anger out on me, and he ripped my right arm out of the socket. And I was afraid and ashamed to tell anybody. So now I'm 38, and my right arm, as you can see, shakes. My left is fine. And it's something I have to live with now the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And people are like, are you nervous? Or they ask me questions, like, what's wrong with you? And, honestly, Kiki, I was really scared to tell anybody. It's like, what? They're not going to get it. I'm a professional. I'm an RN. My husband's a doctor. What are they going to think of me? Mm-hmm. They're going to judge me. And so today I was like, you know what? It's time I come out and meet a friend and not be afraid, because I didn't do it. Yeah. And the message I really want people, whoever is listening, is you got to step out of that comfort zone and get into the light. And you have to embrace forgiveness. And you just dig deep. And you can make it.
Like, we've never met. I've never talked to you before.
No.
And the first time that you said something about it, you said it was in 2004?
Yeah.
So
I hid my secret from my dad. What ended up, my mom, she abandoned my sister and I. We were left in a trailer, Kiki, for 2 weeks with no food, no water. Mm. And my dad ended up, he was one of the first guys in Boise, Idaho, to get full custody of my sister and I. Wow. And my dad, he walks on water. I never said anything to him, but he never remarried, never dated. He worked 3 jobs to put my sister and I through school. I ended up being a nurse. My sister's a teacher, and we made it. And when I was in 2004, graduating nursing school, I was like, hey, Dad, you know how everybody calls me Aunt Shakes? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, well, I got to tell you, something happened. And I was like, you remember where that dollhouse you built me? And he's like, yeah, I never saw you that again. And I said, yeah, well, I said, I won't say the guy's name, but I said, this person, he got mad at me, and he hit Mom, and he ripped my arm out of the socket, and he smashed my dollhouse in front of me. And Dad's like, I knew something happened. I knew. We hugged, and he said, it's okay. He said, I know. And my mom passed away in 2008, actually 2 months before I got married. And then I talked to her, and she said, I didn't protect you. I wasn't a good mom. And I said, Mom, it's forgiven. It's all good. I said, Mom, it's okay. I made peace with it. Mm-hmm. And that person passed away, and I know he'll have to pay for what happened, and I hold no animosity. He was in a bad place. Alcohol, drugs, he wasn't in his mind. I just happened to be in the wrong spot at the wrong time. And I was always afraid to share it with people. Being an RN, husband's a doctor. What are people going to think of me? Today I challenged myself to walk up to you and shake your hand. It's my story. And I'm not ashamed of who I am.
And you shouldn't be.
You can rise above it, or you can let it sink you down. And I think what you guys are doing is so amazing. It's not about riding a bike here. Mm-hmm. It's not about the songs. It's about being here. It's about not being ashamed. There's no more shame here. Mm. It's about being who you are so you can heal and have hugs. And I've met so many people out here who are like, what are you doing here? Are you riding the bike? I'm like, no, I challenged myself today. So actually, Kiki, I'd like to challenge anybody else here. And out the listeners, step out. Share your story. Mm. It's okay.
Yeah, you're not alone.
You are not alone. There's so many of us that are here worldwide. And that's why I'm so proud of you guys doing this. You're not alone.
Yeah.
We're a family. In my family, we believe in Ohana. It means your friends are your family and your family are your friends. And I definitely feel that way about you. So I challenge everybody out there. Speak up. If you see something, speak up. Ask that kid. And I was always kind of afraid to say it, growing up in the Treasure Valley where there is a strong religious preference, and I'm not saying good, bad, nothing.
Right.
But it's like, oh, they have the 2 dogs and the picket fence, and they have a mom at the table, and, dad's at home at 5. I had a dad who, we raised cattle right here in Meridian. He sold cars. He had a hot dog stand, did everything to support me. And my mom was gone. And I was dealing with from being beat.
Telling someone is a step to getting out of that and starting to like sleep again and live again, right? What advice would you give to him or her that's driving around right now and crying and feeling exactly your pain but has not stepped out yet?
I'd tell them not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Do not let that person keep victimizing you again and again, because that's what they're doing. They're holding that and controlling that fear over you. So I would say do not be afraid. I challenge all those listeners to tell one person today. Mm-hmm. If it's their spouse, a childhood friend, their boss, somebody who they trust in, challenge everyone. Because today I shared my message with you.
The hashtag is live for 175. I'm sorry.
I didn't wake up thinking I was going to share this.
Well, you know what? Some kids don't wake up thinking that their arm's going to get ripped out of their socket either, And I don't think sometimes the parents wake up and think, I'm going to abuse my kids today.
No.
It's a big cycle that needs to be broken. And it starts like right here, The hashtag is live for 175 if you want to join in with us. If anything, like Anna said, listen, you're not alone.